The fact that he had chosen a carriage as their means of transport and not an ordinary horse was enough to tell Neveah she would be having a damsel in distress day. And truly, it had been just that, from helping Neveah up and down the carriage to guiding her through the throngs of people with a hand on her waist, to fussing over her and seeing to her every need. Lucas had been the perfect gentleman. And while his personality was charming and his company easy to get used to, the fact that this entire date had been on her father's terms took away the beauty from it. Neveah was here for one sole purpose: to get into Lucas's head and obtain the information her father needed. And Neveah had found it was not even a hassle to get Lucas talking. Like most youthful men, the young alpha of Eclipse Claw did love talking about himself. Neveah knew she should have been glad Lucas had made things easy for her. She would have preferred it if the young alpha knew better than to spill his pack secrets to just anyone. "I'm fine. I can handle a bumpy carriage ride," Neveah replied with a forced smile. Neveah was tempted to add that she could handle a whole lot more, but she restrained herself from speaking further. Lucas said, "The human settlement of Eclipse Fang truly is a model to the Eclipse packs. Your people look up to the Eclipse Fang wolves and speak highly of the Alpha King. They live in abundance and happiness. Alpha King Lothair is worthy of his prestige," Lucas commented, and Neveah forced a smile and nodded in agreement. Again, another fell to her father's deception. The very same Eclipse Claw pack her father had eyes on for the longest time now, and had even begun mustering his army. And here their young alpha sat, commending Alpha King Lothair, while Neveah sat across from him, bearing orders from the very same Alpha King. Orders that were not favorable to Eclipse Claw. Neveah thought about the phrase, "worthy of his prestige." If only Lucas knew just how wrong he was. Neveah stepped down from the carriage with Lucas's aid, heaving a sigh of relief as they finally arrived back at the Eclipse Palace. Neveah could not wait to return to the comfort of her room. A dull ache had begun from her injured side, and Neveah knew she would need to check on how it was healing and change the bandages. "Many thanks for today, Lucas. I will retire first. I will see you before your departure," Neveah said in a perfunctory tone, adding a slight bow for good measure before she headed off. "Neveah, wait!" Lucas called out to Neveah. Neveah paused. The hesitant tone with which Lucas Varlston called out to her filled her with apprehension. Lucas walked up to her, gently placing a hand on her shoulders and turning her so she faced him. "Why do you always leave in such a hurry?" "Do you fear me?" Lucas Varlston asked in a tender tone as he lifted a hand to brush away the strands of hair that had slipped out of Neveah's neat bun. "No, I don't," Neveah murmured quietly, biting her lip to swallow down the urge to flee, to run away from this young alpha, not because she feared him, but because he was so pitiful that he did not realize she was going to hurt him. Neveah could already predict the next words he was about to say, and it took everything in her to remain in place. "I care for you, Veah. My wolf does too. We are in agreement that we both feel something special for you. Something no one else has made me feel," Lucas admitted slowly. Neveah winced slightly as the expected words came out. Out of the corner of her eyes, she glanced around to see if anyone else had heard, to see if she could still make a different choice. She had been left with no choice when she had accepted her father's orders, but after 2 months of freedom in the healer tribe, Neveah could see things clearer. To always have to work against her own conscience, could she truly live such a life? For how much longer? Why did she have to compromise her own convictions out of fear? "You are an alpha wolf, Lucas, and I am an omega. It is only natural you feel protective towards me," Neveah reasoned, hoping Lucas Varlston would relent. If he relented now, then things would be much easier for her. But of course, how could an alpha wolf relent so easily? No. It's much more than that. I have Omegas in my pack, Neveah. I have known others, but no one has made me feel the way I do about you, Princess. No one, Lucas insisted with a shake of his head. That's because they are not like me, Neveah thought shamefully. They weren't trained in the arts of seduction, trained to steal the heart of any man right from the moment they could say their first words. I care for you, Neveah. Do not doubt it. I admire all that you are, and by the culture of the Eclipse domain, I intend to make you mine, Lucas Farleston continued. Tell me you want the same thing I do. We have known each other for only but a short time. I speak not of love, not yet, but companionship. You are what I have always desired in a woman. Strong, noble, charismatic, graceful, smart, understanding, rebellious, and by the Creator, so captivating. Be mine, Neveah. Be my woman, Lucas Farleston pleaded earnestly. Neveah's heart clenched guiltily as Lucas Farleston caressed her cheek tenderly. She should have felt satisfied. This was a mission accomplished. To have fulfilled both her father's orders in such a short time, Neveah should have felt gratified. Yet, she felt nothing but guilt and rage at her own self. If Lucas proposed marriage to her, to the beloved Eclipse princess, her father would seek something in return. Something to be assured of the loyalty of Eclipse Hunt. Something that would be difficult to give, but would be given because in Lucas Farleston's gaze, she could see how earnest he was. He was a man who knew what he wanted and was willing to make sacrifices to acquire it. And as the only son of his father, the revered Alpha of Eclipse Hunt, his father would never deny him anything. This was why he was the weak link, young, mateless, and in need of love. This was the crack through which Neveah had invaded his heart, intentionally. Neveah loathed her own actions. It was only because of people like her that her father always got his way, whilst keeping his image of perfection. It was because of people like her, willing to do his dirty work, that he could remain untainted, his honor and prestige intact, his true face forever hidden. Had it been any other time, Neveah would not have felt as guilty. But this man, Lucas Farleston, he was a good man, noble-hearted, and loved his people. He would make a great alpha. He was the kind of man her father and brother could never be, and this beautiful heart of his, Neveah refused to be the one to ruin it. You and I, we are different, Lucas. I am wolfless. I cannot expect or hope to find my mate. But you can. You will. Out there is a woman more perfect than I, and she was made especially for you. That woman is not me, Lucas, Neveah reasoned. Lucas Farleston, tilting his gaze down for a moment. You fear I will find my mate and cast you aside? Do I seem to be such a fickle man? Lucas Farleston asked in a tone of hurt. I speak only the truth, Lucas. You know it as well as I do. Your love, your heart, your care, the place at your side. There is someone out there to whom it all belongs. What kind of woman shall I be if I were to take that away from her? From you? Neveah asked.
Wait, that's not the end. You've just had a free taste. Now get the full story on the Pocket FM app, link in description. Check out our next video and playlist, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.